Dinosaurs and Algae, a new extinction theory of ancient algal species of the Jurassic World. Dinosaur-era plant found alive in North America for the first time. A large species of green algae was discovered alive in North America for the first time ever, with the only previous record being fossils dating back to the time of the dinosaurs. This is the discovery Richard McCourt, PhD, and his colleagues came across, Lychnothamnus barbatus, a large green alga that was thought to have died in the Western Hemisphere long before man. Said McCourt, Associate Curator of Botany at the Academy of Natural Sciences of Drexel University and Professor in the university's College of Arts and Sciences. Quote, Lychnothamnus barbatus survival isn't, per se, ecologically earth-shaking, but it changes our view of what the algal flora of North America is composed of and inspires us to keep hunting for more new finds. Unquote. Samples of the algae were taken from 14 lakes across Wisconsin, as well as 2 in Minnesota, between 2012 and 2016. Collectors knew they hadn't seen it in North America before, and previously the only record of Lychnothamnus barbatus, on the western side of the Atlantic Ocean, were Argentinian Cretaceous-era fossils, the same period from which Tyrannosaurus rex fossils are discovered. The large, green, stonewort-style alga provided food and habitats for fish and other aquatic organisms and shows how algae, which have been on Earth for 1.6 billion years, existed during the time when dinosaurs ruled the Earth. An interesting question is if dinosaurs were so large because of the large plants that existed and supplied huge amounts of oxygen, wouldn't algae also grow to large amounts? Well, in an article from science.org titled, Did Tiny Algae Fell Mighty Dinosaurs? Subtitle, Harmful Blooms May Explain a Mass Grave of Birds and Dinosaurs. Around 70 million years ago, ancient animals all came to drink in a rapidly drying river. Some were long-necked sauropods, fierce theropods, crocodiles, lizards, and raven-sized birds. They came to drink and never left. The giant and the tiny were entombed together in the riverbed, forming what is now a spectacular series of mass graves in northwestern Madagascar. In 2017, researchers proposed a culprit behind this ancient mystery, harmful algal blooms, also known as HABs, in the very water that had lured the animals. Bone beds always come with a mystery. Why did so many animals die at once? Floods and volcanoes are sometimes invoked, and for years researchers suspected that drought killed the animals whose fossils accumulated in the Mavarano Formation of Madagascar. Over time, the team grew skeptical of drought as the only explanation. Large and small animals nestle against each other, suggesting that the bodies were buried where they died and that the killer struck all kinds of animals without discrimination. In addition, whatever killed these animals was fast-acting, and it happened again and again, creating multiple layers of bone beds, according to researchers. At the annual meeting of the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology in 2017, Raymond Rogers, a geologist at Macalester College in St. Paul, who has been studying the site for 2 decades, spoke. He noted the arched-back posture of the dead dinosaurs, which suggested neck convulsions, an unusual carbonate crust, similar to those left by algae in other sediments, and the sheer number of dead birds. Taken together, Roger says, these clues suggest that the killer was almost certainly harmful algal blooms, which can develop repeatedly in the same place in late summer. This explanation isn't set in stone yet. As Smithsonian Institution paleontologist Nicholas Pienson told Science, in response to the new idea, prehistoric harmful algal blooms are difficult to prove. Yet there is a connection between extinction events and harmful algal blooms. After the Permian extinction event 252 million years ago, the largest mass extinction event in Earth's history, there appears to have been a burst in bacterial and algal blooms, lasting for hundreds of thousands of years. It is also possible that the very large asteroid event that caused the mass extinction of the dinosaurs, some 66 million years ago, caused vast amounts of dust and sulfate aerosols to rise into the atmosphere, but the meteorite only caused a modest increase in atmospheric carbon dioxide and temperature, not a sustained one. As such, freshwater microbes only seem to undergo a short-lived burst after the extinction event. In our modern times, we should take to heart the lessons from these mass extinction harmful algae bloom events. because according to the geologic record in Australia, the damaging impacts of climate change and climate-driven deforestation during the Permian extinction event most likely caused a toxic soup to sprout in the Sydney Basin, one of the oldest known freshwater ecosystems in the world. That's disconcerting, the researchers say, as human activity is leading to a similar mass extinction event today. Are these some of the signs before our very extinction? One thing is for sure, even after the next extinction event, algae will survive and continue to thrive, as it has done for billions of years. Welcome to AlgaPark, where algae always rules the world.